Hi everyone, it's Delcy and welcome back to my channel. I know I haven't made a video in what seems like a really long time. This was just a very busy semester for me, but I am home for this summer. As you can see, I am in my bedroom in a different location, and this is hopefully why I'll be doing all of my videos at. So a little bit of an update on what's going to be happening. Sometime in the next few days, I'm going to sit down and make a list of all the videos that I want to do and make. And then I'm going to put them, I'm going to fill out my planner and put them in there. So that way I have them in my planner so I can check off days and make sure that I'm able to film my ideas and try to post every day if I can. There'll be some days where I can't film, but that's okay. I'll just try to pre-film some videos so that way I can get them uploaded to you guys either every day or every other day. So that is the plan for that. I was going to do a moving out of college video. I started that a few weeks ago when I was moving stuff over Easter weekend, but then I never finished it when I was moving stuff out this past week. This past Tuesday when I was moving stuff out and packing and stuff, I just didn't finish it, so I am sorry, but you guys will not get that video. But you guys will get a video of my summer room tour once everything is unpacked and organized and done. You'll be getting that. And probably some other really cool videos this summer. So without further ado, let's get into this video. So this video is just going to be some questions that I was asked on a student panel during a military family event at Wesleyan, and I was asked to be on a panel. So I will just be reading the questions and then I'll be reading the questions and then telling you guys what my answers are. I have them all kind of typed out here. Some of them are much longer answers. So without further ado, let's get started. So this isn't the first question, but as many of you guys probably know, I go to West Virginia Wesleyan College. And I'm studying music education with a psychology minor. I'm about to be a junior in the fall. I just finished up my sophomore year, so I'm excited. So the first question is, how did you decide on your major? And if I keep looking down, it's because I'm reading these because I don't remember half the things that I said. So the answer to that question is, I knew my freshman year of high school that I wanted to do something with music. I just didn't know completely what I wanted to do. It didn't hit me until my junior year of high school that I wanted to teach band. So that is how I started music education here at Wesleyan. Over the summer, I also realized that I wanted to do something along the lines of music therapy. So I was communicating with my advisor, and when I came back in the fall, I added psychology as my minor. The next question is, have you changed majors? Yes and no. The fall semester, my sophomore year, this past year, I wanted to drop the education part because I really didn't want, my mindset was all over the place. I didn't want to teach really had the passion of teaching anymore. So I dropped the education part, but then went back to it because that is what I came here to do, and I want to try to finish out with that. So yeah. The next question is, how did you know you needed to change majors? I knew that I was wanting to drop the education part because I wanted to focus on music therapy instead of teaching. But then I realized that the reason I chose music education when I came to Wesleyan was because I wanted to show people who didn't believe in me that I went to college, I graduated, and I'm teaching the thing that I love making. The next question is, tell me about your daily schedule. Um, most days, like this is like for every year, I go from 7 in the morning until 10:30 at night. It just depends on the day and what classes and other activities I have going on, or if I have anything for my sorority. It does get really tiring, but in the end, all of it is worth it. The next question, there's like another question under that, and it is time management advice. Yeah, my number one piece of advice for time management is get a planner. A planner will help you through your college career. My planner is always filled with classes, schoolwork, meetings, practices, concerts, and anything else I am doing. I also have a desk weekly planner, and that is where I put my classes, meetings, practices, and concerts on, so I get a bigger picture of how my week is going to play out, and I put them in order based on the time that I am doing them. Another piece of advice would be to not overwhelm yourself. You can say no to any organization or group that you are a part of. I struggle with that, but I'm slowly getting better. If you're a part of, let's say, band, and you have a practice, but you also have a thing for a class that you need to go to, you can always message Mr. Lindsay, who is the band director at Wesleyan, and just tell him what is going on, and he'll understand completely. Because here at Wesleyan, everyone knows that the academics come before anything else. Next question is, how did you find where you belonged in school organizations? So I'm a part of many different organizations at Wesleyan, if you guys don't know that already. For those of you who do not know, because I've also added new ones, I am part of marching band, concert band, choir, her campus, which I added this past semester that I ended a few days ago, which is a writing organization for girls. Alpha Gamma Delta, which you guys know that I'm a part of that. Twirling for the marching band. This past marching band season of my sophomore year was the first season. I did twirling. My freshman year, I played saxophone, winter guard, and winter twirling. Winter twirling I created last summer for twirlers and people who wanted to learn how to twirl. That way, us twirlers didn't have like a long break between seasons. How did you get the nerve to join something is the next question. When I first came to Wesleyan, I knew that I was going to be in band and choir because of my major, and those were organizations that I knew I loved when I was in high school, so like obviously I was going to come, and being a music major, I like have to have so many ensembles in order to graduate. So I wasn't nervous to join those ones. I joined Alpha Gamma Delta, which you guys know is the sorority I'm in, for those of you who know, the spring semester of my freshman year. So I've been in it for 3 full semesters. I got an open bid, and I was really surprised because I didn't go through formal recruitment, which is what we do in the spring. I did go to the harvest party, but that is in the fall, but knew that a sorority just wasn't for me at that time, But when I got my bid on bid day, I was excited and confused. I was wondering how they knew me and how they remembered me from the semester before. So after talking to my family and coming back to campus that day, I realized that Alpha Gamma Delta was where I belonged, and it was going to be another home away from home. Looking back now, with it being my 3rd semester in the sorority, I wouldn't change it for the world. It has brought me so many opportunities, and honestly, I don't think I would have stayed here if it wasn't for all the amazing support of my sisters. They have been there for me through everything that has happened to me my spring semester last year. So yeah. So winter guard, I also joined my spring semester last year. That was to give me another thing to do, so I wasn't just sitting in my dorm room all day after classes. It was fun, and I really enjoyed it. Twirling, I was on a line in middle school. Then during high school, I just did my stuff myself. The summer last year, I wanted to pick it up again because it was something I loved doing, and I just didn't want to give it up. So I talked to Mr. Lindsay, and I was on the line. At first, I was a twirler, and I did flag. That was stressful because I felt odd, like the odd one out, because I was just jumping between groups. So after talking to our instructor and Mr. Lindsay, I was just a twirler, and I didn't have to learn routines for both baton and flag. I was just a twirler, and I didn't have to learn routines for, oh, yeah, I just read that. Just learning it for baton. And I'm so glad that I made this decision because I've made some close friendships with not only the people on the line, but with more band members than I did my first year playing saxophone. So yeah. The next question is, how did you successfully transition from high school to college? So for many of you who do not know, anyway, I'm not going to start that off like that. So, transitioning from high school to college was stressful at first. I came to Wesleyan from a small town in Ohio, for many of you who don't know that. I originally am from Ohio. When I was looking at college, I knew I didn't want to stay in Ohio. I just didn't know where I wanted to go. My family had met some amazing people when I was a sophomore in high school, I believe, and they just became good friends. And they live here in West Virginia. So we decided to come visit one day. We loved the area. When it came time for me to think of where I was going, I knew I wanted to go to college in West Virginia. I had 3 colleges in mind. I had Fairmont, WVU, and Wesleyan. I toured WVU, I believe, once or twice, but it was just too big for me because I'm just this tiny person who came from a small town. So yeah. I never toured Fairmont. I just drove by it, so it came off my list almost immediately. I toured Wesleyan multiple times, and I just remember each time I came, it was amazing, and I knew that Wesleyan was the right place and where I would feel at home. So once I got here, I was a little homesick because we were still trying to find a house in the area and trying to sell our house in Ohio. My entire first semester, my mom was going back and forth between Ohio and West Virginia. My brother and my dad were living in our camper, so that was just stressful on all of us. And I was at Wesleyan going through classes, band practices, games, and juggling, going to our camper and helping move. I remember our family had picked a house, and they were settling on getting it. So December 19th of 2017, I moved into my house. That was the first day, when we first moved in here, it was the first day that I saw this house. We started out by just renting it because a lot of things were going on. So we weren't allowed to do a lot of things. By about spring break, my freshman year, it was finally ours, so we got to do all of the amazing things and hang stuff on the walls and stuff. So yeah. The next question is, what do you recommend someone to do or not to do as they're going through this process? I would recommend that you keep your options open, have more than one option of where you might want to go. Whatever major you decide to come into college with does not have to be your major when you graduate. It is okay to change your major. The next question is, what did you do in high school that you felt prepared you for college? I feel that the day I made the decision of what I am majoring in and why I wanted to major in it helped me a lot. I believe that if it wasn't for the reason of me sticking with music education, even though I wanted to change it and had doubts of my ability to become a teacher, I don't think I would have made it this far. The next question is, what for you is a must for college life? For me, personally, I believe that bringing all seasonal clothes is a must, especially if you live far away and don't have the option to go home when the seasons start to change. Next is, how did you decide what to bring? So, my first year, I brought basically all of my clothes, and people would ask me why I brought so many clothes, but it was because I was in the process of moving and I had nowhere to put them. So yeah. So now that I know what I do and don't need, during the summer I'll go through my clothes, which I do it every year, because most years I I always get new stuff. Especially with being in a sorority and having willings and stuff, I always get shirts. And so now I know what shirts I know I'll wear and which ones I know I won't. So I separate them, and I put them I put the ones that I know I won't wear in a bin. So when we get new members and stuff, I can put them in their basket. So yeah. Yeah, so I do that with my clothes and shoes. and I like always ask myself the question, will I wear this more than once or twice? And if it's no, then I don't bring it. With school supplies and other things, I just do the same as my clothes. I look at it and ask if I'm going to use it more than once a day or a week, and yeah. The next question is things you brought but didn't need or didn't have and couldn't live without. Things I brought and didn't need were probably clothes that I thought I was going to wear more than once but didn't. I believe that the things I brought I used, and there was nothing really that I forgot. Even if I did forget something at home, I could just because I do live like 30 minutes from campus. So I can just, one day when I don't, like when I have a giant break or I have nothing really to do, I can just drive home and come get it. The next question is, do you have any tips regarding books and academic resources? Personally, for me, I would recommend getting the textbooks, even if you think that you're not going to use them. Because unless the professor specifically says that you're not going to use the book, then more than likely you will need it and use it. I personally use the eCampus bookstore that Wesleyan has to get all my books. The only reason that I don't look at other places for my books is because eCampus has this thing and Wesleyan have this thing where they give people book vouchers, and I get book vouchers even though it's not like a lot. It still helps. And then at the end of the semester, the people that work at eCampus come to Wesleyan and you can sell your books back, even though most of the time they only give you like a few dollars. Like this past semester that I just finished up with, this spring one, I had 3 books I think that I was giving back, and I only got $4. So yeah. Yeah, not saying that I use eCampus because I know I'm going to get money back. It's just easier for me personally. Like, everybody has their, like, own different ways. The next thing is, like, talking about class sizes. And most class sizes, at least for music, are about 15 to 20 students for one teacher. Education classes are about the same size or a little bigger or a little smaller depending on what the class is. Psychology classes are a lot bigger than that. Maybe like 20-25 students or more for one teacher. The next question is, what was the stupidest thing you have brought and the smartest thing you have bought in college? It says bought, but I kind of like took it as like whatever I brought. The smartest thing that I've brought would probably like be all my appliances and stuff, even though like I live in the same building as my sorority suite, so I can just go downstairs and like make stuff in that microwave, and like because there's an oven in there, so I can like cook stuff in the oven and stuff. But it's just nice to have stuff in my room, so like if I don't want to like walk downstairs or like go downstairs and get it, then yeah. Those things that I use daily. The stupidest thing I probably would have brought would probably be clothes that I didn't wear. The next question is, what is your preferred class schedule? My preferred class schedule would be when all my classes are in the morning or early afternoon. So far I think I've had 2 or 3 night classes. 2 or 3 night classes. I don't really like those, partially because they get in the way of like practices and other things. I also like my classes back to back because then I have more time to work on my homework instead of having small chunks of time that I don't get to finish when I'm working on. Because that happened to me a lot this past semester, where I'd have like humongous chunks of time, and like I would, well, not like humongous, like there'd be times where I'd have hours to myself, and like during most of the like hours would be meals, like when I can go and eat something. And so like I'd be eating, and like by the time I'd finish eating, I wouldn't be able to do any of my work. And the last question is, what was the best advice you got from someone before coming to college? I'm not sure, to be honest. I had a lot of people saying that they believed in me and that they knew I could do it. There was someone in high school that didn't believe that I would make it as a teacher, especially in music. And he tried to make me change my mind and got me to basically major in something that wasn't music because he didn't think that I could do it. So I guess that because of what this teacher had said to me, I am here and I'm pushing hard with music, education to prove him that he was wrong and that I can become a music teacher and I can overcome anything that comes my way. So that was all of the questions. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and like I said in my introduction, I'm sorry that I haven't been posting often. I'm going to try starting next week because it is Friday and I am playing in graduation tomorrow for the college, for Wesleyan. So I probably won't have a lot of time to like do that, and then Sunday I don't know what I'm doing, so probably starting next week I'm going to try to like get my life together and try to get some videos planned and made for you guys. So yeah, so I hope you guys enjoy this video. Subscribe, like, comment what you guys want me to do next, and stay tuned for the next video.